What's up, everybody? Max Whitman here, Kato here, Book It Better here, Impact Wrestling here. You there?
We here.
Cat in the Hat. I'm not gonna go anymore. Let's just call it.
We're back.
We're back with Impact Wrestling. This is thank God, this is the final episode of Impact that we are recording the audio for afterwards. And I mean 4 months afterwards. We're way behind on this. So we don't know what's going on. We're just as clueless as you are watching this right now. We're going to try and piece it together. We're going to do the best we can. I guess let's just get going right into it here. Nope, maybe not. I'm just hovering on the yes button. There we go. So we got our 8 men that are going to be in that tournament. They're out here. Basically, Cody and Jericho they're out. You know, Cody and Jericho, they're both good guys. They're out here, they're shaking hands, they're talking about the tournament, they're talking about how prestigious this is, and they're basically doing a little bit of recruiting here for all the guys. So Jericho's going to make his case why he should be on his team.
Yep.
Cody's going to make his case why he should be on his team as we start to get into the qualifiers. I did screw up last week. My apologies. Nick Aldis didn't qualify yet. Homicide's not in the tournament. And so Aldis going over Homicide didn't really do anything for the tournament.
Didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Aldis has his match tonight. So basically just introducing the competitors a little bit more, kind of pitching why they should pick one team over the other before we really get into it.
Yeah, and this segment got a really good rating. I'm pretty sure Jericho and Cody probably carried this thing for the most
absolutely.
part. But as you can see, this is a mesh of, a lot of different guys, a lot of different heels, a lot of different faces. So these teams can end up, however.
You can end up with all heels versus all faces. You go one heel, 3 faces. It can go anywhere. Both your captains are faces. So it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here. But yeah, let's move on to our next segment here, and we're gonna get.
I believe we got a 1-on-1 match coming up.
We do.
Do we have a qualifying match coming up, maybe?
I think we
Let's
do.
See.
Why am I paused so long? It's funny when you watch this afterwards. Why am I paused so long on this screen? There we go. It's Joseph Park versus Nick Aldis. This is the qualifier. Winner picks his team, and it's Joseph Park defeating Nick Aldis in 12 minutes with the Black Hole Slam. Joseph Park will be able to pick his team next week on Impact Wrestling.
And Joseph Park, he's right back to those 60s again. He's right back to that good, steady performance that we like to see from him. So
yeah, scores well overall, a 59. So it's going to grab us a C overall rating. Good, solid way to open the show up match-wise. And so Park continues to put the company on his back, dude.
Really? Really?
Let's move on to our next segment here.
What else we got coming up next here?
What do we got? Homicide versus Tommy Mercer. Just a standard singles match here. And it scores a 41. Not great, not terrible. Tommy Mercer defeats Homicide in 8 minutes with a red sky.
Yeah. Tommy Mercer's the guy that I like. He used to be Big Red in TNA. Remember that? Little Red, Big Red. But have you watched Tommy Mercer in action? He's intense. 7-footer. Good guy in the ring. So
yeah.
He's one of our newer signings. So we're going to see what happens with him and how we can use him in this new current TNA brand. So I think this is a good match to put him with Homicide. Someone who's kind of like, the standard for where we want to be at with our matches.
Absolutely. If you have a good match with Homicide, then you're all right. And he does have a good match. A 41's not terrible.
Let's see what's going on next here. See what we got.
What do we got? There it is. It's an angle featuring Jay Lethal, Jay White, Tommy Mercer, Homicide, and Matt Sydal. So this is basically, it's Jay Lethal coming out after the Tommy Mercer and Homicide match, and he's kind of sneaking a peek, looking at Mercer, looking at Homicide, kind of giving it the, okay, all right, we got these guys. But then he's going to grab a seat in the front row and watch the entrances of Jay White and Matt Sydal, who have a match coming up right now.
Actually, he's going to sit there for the rest of the show.
He's going to spend the rest of the show here. He's going to take a look at Matt Sydal and Jay White. So this match actually scores a 50. So it's actually a pretty good match. Jay White, a little bit better, a 30. Obviously, Sydal carried it. And these two have great chemistry in the ring when facing off against each other.
And And if you notice, Jay White just won the X Division title.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Jay White is actually going to defeat Matt Sydal here for the X Division title.
Wow.
That caught me off guard.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Which is funny since we're the bookers. But yeah, so Lethal's out here. He's watching this match, and he's gonna stick around in the front row. Is he, keeping an eye on his competition, kind of gauging what he's got to work with in Impact? Maybe he's watching the X Division. Is he gonna end up there? Nobody really knows.
We don't know.
Nobody really knows. But he's out. He is watching, and we'll have to wait and see where that gets to.
I will say this is the second X Division match that he's watched.
Yep.
But he's watching the rest of the show, so
yeah,
kind of can go.
So he is out there. He's got himself some popcorn. He's got himself a soda, and he's hanging out there, and he's watching the show.
So to catch you all up, we have Jay Lethal, Dolph Ziggler, and Tommy Mercer, all new signings that we have in TNA right now.
That's right. So no worker improvements. Let's head on to the next segment.
Any time, just
or not. Oh, we're going back. We're still talking about Jay White. Here we go. Now we're going to the next one. Or are we? There you go. Motor City Machine Guns versus Pentagon and Fuego Rudo. So it's going to be the Motor City Machine Guns defeating Pentagon and Fuego. And it gets a good rating here at 55. Not bad.
I believe it's a rematch from last week. Rudo actually did better in this match than he did last week. So he's getting better.
He is. The Motor City Machine Guns obviously carrying this match. They both score in the 59 and a 61, so high 50s, low 60s here. I'm excited for the Machine Guns. I really am. It says, I would say, Fuego Rudo, the weak link. Yeah, but I'm excited for these guys. I think they're going to really carry that tag division along with the Briscoes, and I think it's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that's one thing we've been looking to build on is our tag team division. Because, I mean, in wrestling, period, right now, tag team division is kind of lacking.
Yeah, in general. And I can see the cursor there on the next segment. Come on, Max, click the button, because I ran out of things to say. Or don't click the button, Max. Jesus, do we really talk this much every episode?
I don't think so.
There it is. P.D. Williams and Kenny Omega. This is also a tournament qualifier, a team qualifier, if you will. Kenny Omega defeats P.D. Williams in 15 minutes by pinfall with a what? A Kreutz Wrath? What the hell is that?
This is maybe the third or fourth move that I have no idea what that is. But he won.
But he wins. So Kenny Omega's going to choose his team. He'll get his opportunity next week to choose his team. So undoubtedly, Kenny will go backstage. He'll talk to Jericho. He'll talk to Cody. Figure out where he wants to be. Whose team he thinks is going to give him the better opportunity. Scores a 57. Petey pulls a 51. Kenny a 58. So Kenny is pretty solid, right around that 60 mark, just under.
A little bit under. He's getting better, slowly but surely. But Petey also impresses me. I mean, a 51, that's really good for Petey.
It's not bad for Petey at all. I was hoping for more from Kenny when we signed him. I'm hoping that as his popularity builds, as the Canadian fans start to learn about who he is and what he is really capable of, we'll start to see his match grades go up a little bit.
Maybe he can get on the team.
Yeah.
When that 4-man.
Hopefully that little bit of exposure.
I don't know.
That little bit of exposure will help him out.
Hometown hero.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next.
Move on to our next segment.
Maybe.
Oh, come on. There it is. Dolph Ziggler versus Eddie Edwards. This is just a standard exhibition match. It's Dolph's debut match. He's taking on Eddie Edwards, who is in the Canadian title match, this Canadian title tournament. This is not a qualifying match. And it gets a 67. It's a pretty solid main event. I'm impressed with Eddie Edwards here. Wow. He does same performance level as Dolph. So both Eddie and Dolph at 67. Good. Yeah.
He's really good. I mean, I'm curious to see Dolph face off against some of the, I guess, more, better talent.
Yeah, some of the top tier guys.
Some of the top tier guys we have, Aries.
Yeah. Well, judging by Jericho. Last week, leaving Aries dead in the ring, obviously maybe something's coming to that. Maybe something's building there. Yeah, I'd love to see him against Jericho, Aries, those kind of guys. Yeah. And as we talked about, here it is. It's Austin Aries. Basically, after this match, Dolph Ziggler is gonna grab a mic and he's gonna say that Impact needs a proven champion, somebody who's been at that top level. And Aries is gonna come out and says that's funny because Dolph has never been a proven champion. Burned. So it gets a 71. It's a pretty solid rating. Dolph Ziggler does really well without a script, as does Austin Aries. The world title storyline, as you see there, does advance. It's a good way to end the show. 71, building that heat between these guys. Our show gets a 67. So, again, pretty much on par with where we've been. I'm happy. If we can get high 60s to low 70s for Impact, I'm happy with that. That's Impact. That's a TV show.
Yeah, I can imagine how the pay-per-views are going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited with that. I'm excited for as we build into Slammiversary, folks. And so that's what we got. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank God the post-production audio recording is done and over with. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We are back to live on our next episode. Yes. So tune in on the next episode for week 3, our 3rd episode of Impact Wrestling in June. Yes! Join us for that, and, I don't know, every episode after that.